Today we'll be discussing watches that I regret buying and watches that I regret selling. So let's get right into it. First watch is the Steinhart Ocean 39. This is like a Submariner homage. And this is an interesting one. I do regret buying it and I don't regret selling it. But if it wasn't for that watch, I wouldn't be into the Rolex Submariner. That watch was just too close looking to the Submariner. You know, I've even had weird comments about that watch while I was wearing it, like, is that a Rolex? Is that a real Rolex? Is that a fake Rolex? But nonetheless, it was a pretty good watch. It was a bit expensive, I think, for what it was. It was about $800 Canadian, and I ended up getting out of it for about the same. So I do regret buying it because it was pretty expensive for what it was. Should have gotten something like a Hamilton or even a Tissot, but I don't. I also don't regret selling it, and if it really wasn't for that watch, I wouldn't be into this one. That watch just made me want to get a Submariner that much more. So, second watch, I've had the Swatch Moon Swatch collaboration, and I've had two of them now. I've had the Mission on Earth, the green mint one, and the Neptune. That's the blue one that apparently they don't even sell anymore because the ink was leaking. So if you have that watch, it's quite rare. Those watches, they were fun to wear. They look cool, they're comfortable, they're light, but for the price, it's just not worth it. At the end of the day, it's a plastic watch. It was very loud. The movement was just so cheap. It's probably like a 15-cent movement in there. It was just cool that it said Omega on it. I ended up getting out of those watches and funding a Rolex, a second Rolex, and that is the Rolex Datejust 36mm Wimbledon. And this one I recently picked up, and I did end up selling it. I do regret selling it, and the reason I sold it was I wasn't a huge fan of the Roman numerals on the 36mm dial. I thought it was way too crowded. The watch looks awesome on a 41, but on the 36 it was a little too crowded. So I did end up selling it. I do regret it. I kind of want to buy it back, but I am on a list for another one. So I'm more into the stick dial markers. So I'm on the hunt for that, and yeah, that's kind of my journey. And this is the Submariner. I will never ever sell this watch. I love this watch. I think the proportions are so good. It is a little, actually, I'll take that back. The proportions are a little off because of the maxi case, but it's 40 mils. It looks perfect. The ceramic bezel. It's just a modern, timeless piece. It's so legible. When I had that 36mm Datejust, I just wanted to wear my sub when I put that 36 on. So I love this watch. I'll never sell it, and that's kind of my watch collecting journey. I've had a lot of other little pieces here and there. I've had an Invicta that looked like a Submariner. I picked up at Costco for $100. I ended up selling that pretty much a little bit more than what I paid for it. I don't know, people kind of like that watch, and it was neat to wear and whatnot, but when you have a Submariner, just the quality and the feel and the workmanship, the crisp lines, it's hard to wear something other than a Rolex. I'm not trying to say that in a snobby way. I'm just speaking from a workmanship quality standpoint. So let me know what watches you regret buying and selling. I definitely kind of regret selling the Datejust, although I'm moving on from it, and I don't regret buying this watch at all. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'll link it down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully when I get a new Datejust.